Hey y'all. Today I want to talk about what does it mean to live the dream and why this is so important to me. I wrote this quote in my journal a long time ago. I even think it was my bio online. What does it mean to live the dream? Because it was like a question I was stuck on. And I wanted to do it so desperately. I have beautiful dreams for myself, beautiful aspirations. Let me just check that this is. Oops. I got you. Oh my gosh. Beautiful aspirations. I have a beautiful vision for my life. And being discouraged from following those dreams to follow a more traditional path. That's just the story for most people. Your family wants you to have a secure, stable future so you won't be, a burden. But your dreams deserve to be not only entertained but pursued. Can I argue that? Why? Because I don't think that those desires were put on your heart for no reason. I don't think that your skills, your innate talents, your innate abilities were given to you for no reason, just happenstance. I don't think it was just chance. Chance was involved, but I also think that our inherent gifts mean something and that it is a thread to connect us to that dream. Does that make sense? Especially if those two things are actually aligned. So for me, I really want to have a platform. I want to talk about philosophical things. I want to talk about life stuff. I would just want to do life stuff because I love doing life stuff and I love to share. And so that aligns with how I am as a person because I love making friends, making connections. I am a reader. I love learning about more philosophical ideas. I am not a philosopher. I did very bad in philosophy, so don't get me started. But I like to contemplate. Yes, I like connecting with people. I like understanding people. I like talking to people. So practically, for me, hey baby, for me, what's good? You wanna come hang out? Okay. Yes, come hang out with me. So, for me, my dream is to have a platform as well as work in a field that allows me to connect with people, to do cultural work, to do personal work, to do interpersonal work, to do spiritual work, to do self-help work. And so for me, that looks, in the practical, that looks like networking, that looks like filming, that looks like putting effort into my social media, that looks like doing my creative pursuits, that looks like reading, that looks like going for walks, doing physical exercise, making sure that my vessel, my home are in order to a degree that I feel like I'm always ready to go. Like if my room is clean, I'm basically, everything's fine, right? But if my room's a mess, then, well, so am I. And if I feel like a mess, if I feel like I look like a mess, there's no way I'm showing up as my best self. So I try to make sure that in the day-to-day, those are the things I take care of so that I can show up in a way that is in alignment. Yeah. So I want you to think, because I think it is so genuinely important to know your own inherent gifts and talents and the things that you lean toward, your interests. What brings you light? What lights you up? Are you creative? Are you smart? Are you logical? Are you good at math? Are you good with people? Are you good with your hands? these things matter. Just take them into account. Just know your skills. Keep it in the back of your mind. Then, what are you good at? You might not actually be good at any of those things, but the fact that they're your interests are still important. Take stock of what you're good at. And if you see that there are areas and skills that you need to improve in order to be more well-rounded, that's something we'll get to. So I want you to look at how these things come together. Your innate, your natural abilities, your natural interests, how do the things that light you up and your actual skills overlap? How do they come together? And I want you to be creative about it. Why? Because why does it matter? Be creative about it. Don't put extra limitations on yourself if you can avoid doing that. Why? Because there are enough practical limitations in the real lived world. There are already limitations set out around us. So for this moment, for the purpose of thinking, just for the purpose of thinking right now, how do these things come together? And then where might you benefit from improvement? Where could you round out your skill set to make this something that you can practically apply in your life? The development of your skills is important when it comes to trying to live this life of your dreams. So, now that you've thought about it a little bit, maybe I'll give you some examples of what this looks like for me. I'm really trying to get down to the nitty-gritty. What am I trying to explain to you? What am I trying to explain? That I've done this journey, that I've done this process myself, and it's taken me so much time. It has taken me so much time, especially because I had so many mental blocks around actually following my creative pursuits and what actually brings me joy, because I thought I could only provide value. I thought I could only make a living if I was following the traditional path. I originally was gonna go into law. So many wrenches got thrown in my plans. I started university shortly before the pandemic. I ended up having a massive spiritual awakening during said pandemic. Had a family emergency. I ended up dropping out of school, moving home, getting a job, kind of putting my life on pause for a while. But in this time, the work that I did, this new job that I got, opened me up to a new sector. Basically, it was community work. I got to do community outreach, specifically to young artists, specifically to young members of the community who are doing work in mental health spaces and doing work to connect the community more. And it was super, super eye-opening, and I got to not only work in a field that was in an area of interest that I already had, but I got to practically improve my skills so that I'm actually able to contribute and I'm actually able to benefit others with my knowledge, with my skill set. This community work included highlighting young artists, so I got to network. I got to learn what that looks like. I learned how to send, God, I sent so many emails. I learned how to send a mean email. Not even. I just wrote a lot of them. I got to be part of putting on a conference that the focus was to highlight key members of the community, like educators, young people, elders that are doing amazing work. I got to be part of throwing the party, the celebration for them, as well as be part of the conference that then led to our Department of Education amending the responsibilities to youth in Northern Canada. And that was extremely impactful, and I take those skills now, or I take that experience now, and I try to apply it. That job really opened my eyes to what it actually means to live the dream for me. And now in my own life, I try to take that philosophy and apply it. So right now, for me to live the dream, my dream, along with having a platform, is to live a beautiful life, explore the world, meet cool people, be part of cool projects, and put cool ideas out into the world. And I'm doing that by making sure that my needs are covered first in the practical, very practical, such as like taking care of my body, taking care of my space, taking care of my finances, taking care of my responsibilities, staying on top of my relationships. Something in that regard has been learning boundaries so that I can better maintain relationships that feel in alignment to me, that I feel like are reciprocal, that I feel are comfortable. And getting to this point has been so beautiful. No, it hasn't been. It has been awful, but now I feel beautiful. Putting boundaries. Boundaries suck. Look at this guy. What are you doing? Oh, he's trying to tuck himself in. I will help. I will help you. There you go. It means applying for work in sectors that I'm interested in. I recently went to a creative space, literally this morning. Went to a creative space. They have like open studios, podcast areas, recording. They have film equipment. And then they have staff on hand that can help with these things. I went and toured the place because I'd be interested in being part of a community that does work like that here. And then filming, making sure I post online, because that is part of my thing now. It's part of my thing now, guys. It's part of my thing. So maybe expect that I'll be back eventually, again and again. Maybe stick around if you care to. And so I say all this to encourage you to do the same things, because I found it really fulfilling. I really do think that there is merit in people's inherent gifts and their interests. I really, really, really do believe that there is a seed of something there. And it doesn't have to mean anything. These skills, these propensities of yours do not have to define your life. But if you get joy from using them, if you feel like you could contribute to the world with your talents, with your gifts, with your skills, I really just want to encourage you to try to find the practical ways to share. And hopefully that will take you closer and closer to living this life, this fantasy life, this vision that we have of what our reality could be today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, because this has been a ramble. This has been a lot of thoughts, but I hope it made sense. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, because it's still like a work in progress, and I feel like there can always be adjustments made to be more, to kind of like zero in and be even more aligned always. And so I love to hear what other people are doing, because that's how I got to this point. That's how I got to this point in my thinking and why I've been thinking about it so much. So come again. I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.